Hey, Dr. O. Um, I take issue with some of what you're saying here. Um, Now, I don't really stand behind the teleological argument, um, which says that there must be a designer of the universe because of the odds of life actually emerging. But I do think, in a purely naturalistic way, in other words, I'm only talking about the universe itself, matter, energy, space, and time, unless we apply a teleological principle uh, to this universe, in other words, it's got a purpose imminent to its own natural activities, then we are at a loss to understand how life could ever have emerged. Even for a single molecule, a single amino acid to have formed randomly, it would require 100 times the amount of time, 15 billion years or so, that this universe has been in existence. So the odds of that happening by accident are vast. So, but rather than jump to the conclusion then that there must be a designer who, picked and chose each of the laws and outcomes of what would happen when the universe was set into motion, I think we can see the universe itself as purposeful. We live in a universe that was destined from the beginning to come to life and to come to consciousness. Um, if we don't look at the universe in that way, we end up um, at a loss to understand how intelligent life like us could exist, or even how a simple amino acid could exist. And amino acids exist more than just on this planet. They exist at least throughout the Milky Way galaxy and probably other galaxies, if only we could do the spectral analysis to measure their presence. Um, so again, we don't necessarily have to assume there is a creator or a God outside of the universe, but I think the staggering odds against the emergence of life in a completely mechanical, um, unteleologically motivated universe force us to see the universe as aiming for something. Maybe not something specific, but it's got this urge to complexify, to self-organize, um, and you know this seems obvious to me just looking at the last 15 billion years of cosmic evolution. Um, there's a tendency, as the years go on, for the whole of space, time, and matter and energy to become more complex, more organized, eventually come to life, come to conscious, intelligent awareness in the human form. Um, and so the only way I can conceive of understanding how this is possible is to recognize a principle of purposeful action towards greater self-organization in the unfolding of the universe. Um, so it's an immanent teleology rather than a transcendental telos implied or applied outside from some um, divine being or another. Um, I'd be interested to see your response to this particular form of the teleological argument. Call it the immanent teleological argument, if you'd like. Um, but yeah, the basic point is, unless we're willing to say that there are multiple, billions upon billions of universes springing into existence, and that we just happen to be in one that was randomly organized in such a way that life did occur, which I think that is a wild hypothesis. There's no evidence. There could never be evidence for it. That will always be speculation. And I would say, rather than speculate um, to such a degree, which, if you're going to say that that's the case, that there are billions of universes popping into existence, well, what's the difference between that and believing in God? There's no proof either way. So I would rather say that this is the one universe we know about. No need to speculate about others. And based on what we know about this one universe, it has a direction towards more complexity and more depth of experience. It wants to experience itself um, in a deeper way as it evolves. So it becomes atoms, becomes planets that have molecules that self-organize and come to life. They feel, they feed, they grow eyeballs, and they start to see. Their brains get bigger. They start to manipulate symbols, and then they have science to tell them about how this whole process happened. The universe is striving for something. It certainly doesn't know exactly what it's aiming for, I would say, but it does aim for something vague, like deeper experience of itself. The universe wants to see itself, and that is what it has accomplished through life, and it wants to understand itself, and that is what I think intelligent life is trying to accomplish for the universe, as the universe. Um, so I just wanted to throw my perspective out there. Curious to see what you think. Thanks for listening.